Um, where were we? Oh, we haven't even started yet. Hey, how you doing today? Um, Today, I'd love to talk about relationships because that's something that's been on my mind a lot lately. Um, there is a wide gamut to talk about around relationships. I'm actually working on a video series with a friend based around love and relationships. But today this is more personal and things about my relationships and my past. I know a lot of women have been through very difficult relationships, a lot of abuse, and both physical and verbal abuse, mental abuse. Women are not the only ones that go through that. I went through a pretty horrible experience when I was about 17 years old. Someone tricked and manipulated me into doing a lot of things I wasn't really comfortable with. And, it caused me a lot of harm and PTSD. I've had some really great relationships. I've had some really bad relationships. One of my worst relationships ended in 2016. I had become a totally different person. I wasn't myself anymore. I allowed this person to change me and make me a person that was okay with things that I was absolutely not okay with. And that was really hard. It was really hard for me to come out of that. And one of the things that got me out of it was yoga and meditation. That's really what worked for me, just taking that time, working on my breathing, working on clearing my head, and getting past that. Obviously, there was a lot of work I had to do on myself. There was a lot of work I had to do, to prepare myself for another relationship. And even with all that work, it still came out in my next relationship. I've had relationships that were amazing. My previous relationship was, a wonderful experience, and, still great friends with this person. She taught me a lot about myself, and, helped me to see a lot of the things that I was doing, that I wanted to work on, and I had that opportunity to work on them. So that was really nice. I've spent a lot of time reading books this past year too. I've read Conscious Loving. I've read The 5 Love Languages. A couple other really good books based around love and relationships, and I've even expanded, my horizons and learning and understanding to areas that I don't necessarily want to get into, but I want to be open to understanding them, specifically around non-monogamous relationships. There's a great podcast called Open Deeply, and a book with the same title. But they go through everything from, non-monogamy, masculinity, kink, all sorts of stuff. And it's wonderful to hear these people being so open and talking the way that they are, because, society always kind of tries to get us in this nice little bubble, and we don't always belong in a bubble. So if you're in a relationship or thinking about getting in a relationship, you might remember me talking about this 4-quadrant system. Things that you absolutely have to have in a relationship, no compromise, things you'd prefer to have in a relationship, but could possibly live without. Things you'd prefer not to have in a relationship, but could possibly live with. And then things that you absolutely cannot have in a relationship. For me, some of those things in that last quadrant are lying and cheating. So, those are wonderful ways to, protect yourself. And if you do make a list like that, make sure you stick to it. Don't compromise on it. You deserve to have what you want in your life. I know we tend to, let that dopamine and serotonin take over, and we get into these relationships, and all of a sudden, a few months later, we're wondering, was this the best idea? Obviously, we're not telling our partners that, but That's what's in our heads. So be true to yourself, be true to your partner, you know. If it's the right relationship, then support it, love it, care about it, nurture it, work through any issues that you guys have. If it's not the right relationship, you know, there are options if you want to stay in it. I mean, you can always go to therapy or counseling. You know, you can read some of those books together and you know, see if there's some things that both of you can work on. But really, you know, the most important thing is being true to ourselves. And, you know, there are a lot of wonderful relationships out there. The ones that make us jealous, you know, the high school sweethearts that got married and you know, have kids and seem to have just a wonderful life and they're very supportive. That's what we all want. And I'm so grateful for the people that have those. You know, but I'm in my 40s and I don't have that, and you know, I'm looking for a good relationship in my life. You know, and that means not compromising. So I hope you do the same, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.